I'm stressed. I'm stressed. I am stressed. Oh, I'm so stressed. Honestly, I'm so gutted right now. I'm so gutted. It is, you know what, right? I'm not even going to do the intro stuff. Guys, this is you're in a situation, right, where you're doing a good thing, right? You're doing a good thing. You feel that you're making some sort of progress. And then this draw feels like one of the worst losses. And I'm not being overactive. I'm not being like, oh, calm down. We still got a point. No, because the expectations and the standards of Manchester United need to be up here. At the moment, they're down here, right? There should be no one should be happy with a point in this situation. And I know this is different, right, guys, to the previous one when we did Man City and we got a point there. That's a different circumstance. That's Man City. Okay, they've won the league. Okay, they've got very good players and a very experienced coach. This is Brendan Rodgers and Leicester City playing with some guy called Barnes. Some guy called Barnes. Okay, this draw feels so bad right now, and we get 2 steps forward and 72 steps back. There's no way we should be drawing this game. That should be 3 points on the board. We need to bring our expectations back up, guys. There's no one that should be happy with this draw. No one should be. We're going to get some people in later because I know they feel the same as me. But at the moment, you know what, right, guys? Look, there's so much for us to talk about. Please like, share, subscribe. I want more people to be seeing this because I'm going to say it how it is. And I want you to have your say as well, right? Where to begin with this game? Okay, where to begin? We saw this team sheet and we're thinking, okay, Dan James, not too sure about that one. I know it worked with Leeds because he was going to go to Leeds. They press a high line and so forth like that. We know it works that, but should we be playing Dan James against Leicester? Don't think so. And I think everybody was a bit shocked about that. Lindelof at right back, it's fine. That's okay because what the most important bit is in that midfield and how he defends the team. So when I saw Dan James, I was like, okay, look, let's give him a chance. So many people have like slated the team selection, and sometimes we've done all right. So let's give it a chance. The Dan James test failed with flying colours. Flying colours. He was abysmal, terrible. Offered nothing, and the reason why he offered nothing is that Leicester weren't playing this stupid high line and just bombing everybody forward with no structure like Leeds and Bielsa. I'm sick of this whole thing like Bielsa's a tactician because this game just shows me, that Bielsa's not actually that good because as soon as we started getting in behind him, he should have changed it. Brendan Rodgers came here with a plan, right? He played nobodies, Barnes, don't know who he is, All Brighton. Are you telling me All Brighton's getting anywhere near our starting 11 or bench or reserves or under 23s? It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. I'm looking at this team. I'm looking at this sort of like changing it all up and all this. Oh, the team can do. Actually, Dan James. No. Ollie. Look, I've backed you for the last 3 games, and I'm going to keep backing you, all right? Because I said you're learning on the job, and I guess this is what happens when you have someone learning on the job. They're going to make mistakes, and I get that. But in honesty as well, he actually rectified the Dan James. I've got to give him that 100%. He rectified. He took him off and put on Paul Pogba. As soon as Paul Pogba came on the pitch, we played better. As soon as he came on the pitch and Cavani came on the pitch, we got 2 chances as soon as Pogba came on the pitch. And when Cavani came on the pitch, we scored a goal. It's not rocket science. Guys, we should be playing our best players against a team like Leicester. Leicester aren't 15th in the league. They've won the Premier League before. They've got an experienced manager who's done it at Swansea. Swansea were playing some of the best ball I've seen for a lower team in the Premier League. He's done it. Brendan Rodgers is no mug. And don't act like he isn't, like he is. There's no way we should have approached this game not thinking to ourselves, okay, this is not Leeds United. Dan James, have a sit down. We're going to bring you in for certain games, not against a team that know how to counterattack just like us, that know how to sit back just like us. Like that's stupid. It's stupid. So that was a massive fault in this game, not playing the right players at the start, and then we go into look. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep going here. Carl's saying The inconsistency under Ollie is tiring, draining. Look, I know it is. And I guess it's one of those situations where, again, he is learning on the job. And some people can hack that and some people can't. And you're each to your own. You can feel whatever you want to feel. Paulie, I know you don't mind Dan James, to be honest. He didn't do anything wrong. Look, that's the problem. He didn't do anything wrong, but he didn't do anything good. At Manchester United, over the years, we started to lower our expectations and our standards. It shouldn't just be like, well, he didn't do anything wrong. It should be, well, what did he do right? And Ollie saw that. He didn't do anything right. So he took him off. And as soon as he took him off, Pogba came in and we got 2 chances straight away of Marshall and Rashford. I don't even want to, honestly, chopping MZ Berry, what's going on? Chopping, changing teams, defense is crap, playing players with injuries, decision making. Yeah, it's just, this is it, right? I could spend about a good 10, 20 minutes like talking about Marcus Rashford, right? Marcus Rashford is so young. He's so young for what he's achieved up until now. If he keeps playing until he's 35, he's probably going to be one of the most recognised players in world football in terms of what he's done at such a young age. He's very good. But my good God, the guy does not know how to finish. That header at the beginning of the game, I'm sorry, for a striker, if anybody thinks Marcus Rashford's a striker, end it now. Just end it. Don't think it. He's not a striker. He's not a striker. If you think he might be, he could be, he is not a striker. And I don't know when he'll become a striker. I don't know how long it would take, but he is not. You do not miss those types of headers. I saw someone say to me, if Cavani was in the position where Marcus Rashford was, there's no way he's missing that. I could not believe in the first minute that Rashford didn't even get that on target. That is unforgivable in terms of that. If you're a striker, see you later. I'm sorry, that's unforgivable. That would have changed the whole mindset. It would have been a gut punch into Leicester. Gut punch. They would be like, okay, let's sit back a bit now because this is what they did to Everton. This is what they did to Leeds. We need to kick back. As soon as we missed that, Leicester thought, okay, we've got a bit of a lifeline here. They've missed that chance. We've got a bit of a lifeline. That is unforgivable. So for now, unless he does a madness in the next 10 games, playing up front and scoring every chance he gets, he is not a striker in my eyes. He's not. He's not. For me, he's one of those players who I don't even know if he's either winger. I think he's just one of those players. He might need to play with someone else up top or just I don't know who Marcus Rashford is anymore. And it's annoying. It's a shame I'm saying this because I love the guy, what he's done in football, outside of football, where the most important goals he scored for us in the recent games. But for me, I want him to be up here, the same as Manchester United. And for me, he is too hot and cold. I'm in the shower. It's like, you know what I mean? I can't take that. I need you to be nice and lukewarm and then give me some hot bursts. I don't need this hot down, cold, this, that. You're not only are you confusing the fans in terms of what you want to do and what you're going to achieve, it's like you don't know what to do when you get to the box. He has another chance in the second half. He's through on goal. The guy decides to absolutely pam it, tries to smack it into the goal. Other strikers, oh my gosh, if you watch the best finishers of the game, I'm not going to start talking about the Messi, Ronaldo's because there's no even point. They look where they're going to finish that ball. They look where they're going to pass it. They think to themselves, is the goalkeeper down? Is he up? Is he off balance? Do I need to do a little fake? Do I need to just chip it in? Do I need to pass it in? The guy just thinks, all right, this is my chance. I want to whack it as hard as I can. That's not the traits of a top quality striker. It's not. And it never will be. The best strikers in the world, the Lewandowskis of the world, even the Vardys. I know Vardy loves to power it in, but Vardy doesn't need a lot of chances to do it because he thinks, what am I doing? If I'm going to whack it, I'm whacking it in the corner. If Marcus Rashford wants to become an elite striker, he needs to say to himself, okay, if I'm going to absolutely whack this ball in the net, I need to look for the corners. This guy doesn't look for the corners. It is the most frustrating. We see Martial go through on goal, right? And we know we've been in a situation where Martial is that we want to score a goal and have a better time. The guy went through on goal and just slotted it in. It was probably around the same position as the Rashford chance. Slots it in. I can't even big up Martial too much because the amount of chance he's missed. But even the way he finished that chance shows you what a striker is. Look, I can't put all the blame on Marcus Rashford. There's no way. There's no way I can put that on because we had opportunities to finish this game. We had opportunities to defend. We had opportunities to get the 3 points. Massively, massively. MZ Berry saying, how many mistakes, learning on the job, 2 years, Dom, how You know what, right? It's because I was talking about this in my preview, and have a watch of it as well. I said on the preview that I'm sick of changing managers all the time. And when you get a new manager, you have to then get rid of what the previous manager's done, the players and everything like that. I'm sick of it. I don't want it anymore. I'm absolutely sick of it. Carl Lewis saying, everyone knows Dan James is horrible against deep block except Ollie. I can't believe he's benched him for 6 to 7 games. James had 1 game and he's undroppable. That's my problem. And I thought that Ollie would learn from this, but I thought I'd give him the benefit of the doubt because the amount of times we've cussed his team selection and it's proved us wrong. But he flopped and he saw that he flopped, but at least he rectified it. Paulie's saying, yeah, he's not a striker, Marcus Rashford. Look, he needs additional change cards from FIFA. Honestly, Carl's saying, you're saying Fatstyle, I'd rate a rant about how Ollie never gets criticised, but I'm impressed you know it's commentary. Honestly, it's just one of these things, man. Like, I don't know. I want to get an AG in here. I don't know if he's he had a few technical issues, and I'm not sure if he sorted it out or not. Give me a thumbs up if you sorted it out. Yeah, cool. I think he sorted it out. I want to get an AG in here because we're going to talk about this, guys. We're going to figure out what went wrong, how it went wrong, and I've got so many talking points because I know you're frustrated like me. This feels like a loss, like a huge, huge loss. So let's talk about this. Get an AG in here. AG, you saw it, bro?
Yeah, I'm all good, bro. Appreciate that. We had a few glitches. It was just like man. Propellers again, but we're back, man. So
nice, man. AG, look,
cool.
You've heard what I've been talking about. Like, this feels like a huge, huge loss. Like, I'm gutted. I put it in the title of the show that this feels like a loss, that it's 3 points missed. Leicester are chuffed. They're well happy. They're doing high fives with Macarena. How are you feeling, man? Talk to me.
Mixed emotions, man. Logical head, emotional head. They're kind of fighting each other at the moment, and ultimately, I'm frustrated. I think I'm frustrated for great reasons, but at the same time, negative reasons. I think negative reasons are quite obvious. Pretty sure the whole fan base share multiple of those reasons. The positives is that because we clearly did play well enough to get the 3 points, it's a frustration of, oh, we could have gone second and stuff. And I think that's just because we have been so positive, and I think that is something the players can take into the next game. It's not like we didn't look like we knew what we were doing. It looked organised, it looked structured, and we looked like we could go on the attack, and it looked like everyone was comfortable in doing their performances, even with certain players not playing in their usual positions. So, you know, it looked like we're moving forward. Having Eric Bailly there massively helped because he looked to pass forward through the middle into and bypass the press, which was perfect. It didn't work. I think one of his passes didn't work in the second half when everyone was tired. However, that's what I want to see. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to play defensively and that setup with those two holding midfielders in Scott and Fred, you want that ball to be able to be penetrated through the middle. So I was happy with massive parts, and I think because I was so happy, it was just the fine details that you described, you know. And I agree with you, bro. Rashford isn't a striker for me. Rashford can't be a striker. He's never been a striker. Do you know what I mean? He has been a left winger. Left forward is the closest position he's been to being a striker. He may find himself in striking positions, but ultimately, it's just a case of ultimately just trying to be in a position where you got to finish him if you're in them positions, and he just can't. He just seems to not finish. He wants to blast it or whatever, and it's inconsistent. And on another day, if that was Leipzig, I'm pretty sure he would have scored all 2-3 chances. Yeah. But ultimately, that's why he's not a striker. You know, and I think because we haven't had a striker for so long, most United fans have forgotten what one actually looks like and what one actually does.
The standard's dropped, man.
Yeah, massive. So I'll be honest. I'm not gonna come in for Ollie. You know, I'll happily criticize Ollie when I need to criticize him, even to the minute details. The only thing, if I'm going to criticize him, would be Lindelof and Twanzebe. I don't know why. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was thinking about Lindelof's passing range or something, but I don't think Lindelof playing there cost us the game. I don't think he made any mistakes, if I'm honest. He just didn't have the pace to get back, but one chance, which happens in a game. I don't think he was at fault for anything. I think it's an easy thing to point at just because we lost. And we can look at formation. I think a lot of people can go, you know what? Lindelof shouldn't play here, so that's why we lost, and it's Ollie's fault. I think people just getting reactionary based on the small, minute things that they found upsetting. But ultimately, if you're finishing your chances, we're not having this conversation, and this is what I come to. If we're not having this conversation because we finish chances and because we're defending properly, then those are the main issues. That's where we need to focus as a fan base and go, okay, for me, again, remember I said this is upsetting, man, because 3 times now on United Source and Wingers, I'm having to talk about Maguire defensively not positioning himself on low balls coming across the box. And I hope that clears it up now for anyone who has been supporting Maguire. Like, that goal, I'm sorry, I can't even remember who was tracking the pass, who was running, whoever the left back was at that point was tracking. But Maguire needs to be 2 yards in front of the box line because he then clears that. Because you should notice that your left back is following the runner. Therefore, any ball that's going to go across the goal that's ultimately going to be behind your back. Going to be is going to go to the keeper, or it's going to get blocked by the person who's man marking him. So you need to cover the other passing lane, which is just behind, which is a cutback pass, to then clear it. It's as broad as daylight, and you should be doing it. Vardy drags 3 players, including Maguire, that way, but Maguire's in front of the ball. So what he should be doing is marking off that little area in that zone. And then whoever's behind him can get fooled by the run, but ultimately that ball should not be coming across the box. He's doing it every single game by the sounds of it. And
the thing about it, I don't even have enough energy to talk about Maguire because I don't feel like we lost this game. Well, I feel like we lost this game. We drew, but I don't feel like we drew this game because of Maguire. I feel like it's bigger than this, man. I feel like
100. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming him, bro. I'm not saying it's just him. What I'm saying is a whole game. We'll look at missed chances, and we can the first goal, in my opinion, Bruno, McTominay. Some say De Gea. I've watched it back. I can't blame De Gea.
Let's talk about this goal because I've seen this, right, and I've tweeted about it. I said that there's no way. There's no way you can't be blaming Bruno for that. If you're not blaming Bruno, you're just literally a Bruno fan club.
100%.
If anybody 100%. Makes that mistake, I don't care if it's Pogba, De Gea, freaking Lindelof, Lingard on the bench, does a nutmeg to someone who's playing on the bench, or whatever. It does not matter. You do not try and nutmeg someone in your own half when you've got all the Leicester players up.
There you go. I'm going to make it easier for everyone who's watching. Whoever's locked, I'm going to make it easier for everyone. Take away Bruno's name and look at it this way. We had a Manchester United player who recovered the ball and received the ball after the danger was left. He tried to nutmeg the opposition with a ridiculous pass when there was other options on to start a counter-attack. He failed. The ball was still recoverable from McTominay, another player. It was recoverable, so we had a chance to salvage something from that moment. We didn't. We lost the ball. That person I've just explained was Bruno Fernandes.
Yes, it was Bruno.
Bruno has planted the seed. And that's it.
And the plant grew. The plant grew into an awful apple tree. Yeah, 100%. It's one of those situations. I don't want anybody saying to me, "Oh, but Bruno saved us." It's what are you talking about? This is this game. I don't care what he's done previous. How many games? I know he's a baller. You know he's a baller. My mum knows he's a baller. She don't watch football. But I'm talking about that Bruno made this mistake. He made this mistake. No one talk about Maguire. Look, people saying, "Oh, Maguire." Are you joking? Maguire got the ball to Bruno.
Yeah, he did. Maguire did his job. Just because he fell down, people were like, "Oh my god!" But if you think about how he fell down, he got the ball and his body weight was going backwards. That's not true.
Yes, and
that's standard human biology.
He still managed to get the ball to Bruno when he was off balance.
Yeah.
People must be like, well done, good recovery. Because I'll tell you right now, if Bruno passed the ball away, people would have said, oh, well done, Maguire, good recovery, you're off balance, well done. And then, you know what I freaking hate so much after that position? Not only was it Bruno started it, but McTominay ended it. I tell you right now, McTominay, you see him, if he just ran towards him, he would have absolutely
even stuttered. I know 100%, and this is hindsight again, but I'm telling you now as a fact because I'm going off the facts of Van der Beek when he's been playing. When you watch Van der Beek play and he charges down the ball, he's an animal. He goes for it. No hesitance. He puts his foot in his slide challenge. This is my point. McTominay cannot defend. He hasn't got the mindset to defend, and it's making him seem a poor player.
He plays better going forward, and he showed it with those 2 goals in the previous couple of games.
And this is my point. And this is why I said I'm not going to get gassed off McTominay because I know when you're going to have to defend, we'll see what happens. Now, don't get me wrong. He didn't have a poor game at all. I think that one major error was going to hinder his whole performance when people come to review him. However, you've got to come back to Bruno. He's planted the seed. He's messed it up. And I think, you know what? We all know the type of player. That Bruno is, the type of man he is. he'd be honest with himself. He'd be kicking himself, going, "You know what, boys, I should have done better," because we know he's an honest captain leader. So those people that are saying Bruno's not at fault, this, and this, that is your bias. I think.
You know what, AG? I saw Rashford do the same thing in the second half. He tried to nutmeg someone. Luckily, it came to nothing. But are you telling me right now that no one's going to be like, "Oh, why has Rashford done that?"
Yeah,
this is ridiculous. Honestly, it was ridiculous.
I feel like our fan base, bro, has turned into, and I think this is fans across the. Maybe it's an age thing, but me and yourself are part of two different generations of fans, and it seems like there's two different generations of supporters and fans nowadays. Back when we were slightly younger, and we were probably the younger generation's age supporting, we grew up on fairness, honesty, critique every player the same way, no matter how good or what they are, because you put the club first. Now it's a case of positive or negative. It's reactionary. If Bruno does something incredible, he's the greatest in the world. If he does something poor and you favour Bruno, he's not allowed to be criticised. It's like there's a weak mindset to this generation.
I promise you right now, Bruno will probably come out and say, "Guys, apologies for that," because he's not stupid. Exactly. He'll come out and say, "I made a mistake. I got a goal back, but I'm not going to say it cost us, but it didn't help us that situation. I'm sorry." Carl Lewis, right, bro? How can McTominay be blamed? But Barnes is right-footed. He knew Barnes had a switch. No. So I get that, bro. I get that. But he wasn't playing towards Barnes' foot. I watched this clip so many times, Carl, man. He
even hesitates, Dom. He even hesitates before challenging the first time.
Yes.
That's from there, and then he gives him the room to take a shot.
You know what it is? Hesitant. You know what it is, right? I don't think Scott McTominay thought he was a danger. I don't think he. I think he underestimated him. I think he thought if I just keep my body here, he'll probably just pass it out or go for a shanker shot. He didn't know that Barnes had that in him. That's all it was. He would have literally. Do you telling me right now if you had Maddison there in the same place as Barnes, you telling me that Scott McTominay is not either going to foul him or pressure him?
I'm going to bring it back to the Leeds game, right? When we conceded the second goal and he put it top corner. Who was the man meant to be tracking him? I didn't say much. I didn't say much on it. I'll be honest. But when you watch it, Scott McTominay was just strolling, jogging, and he put it on his right foot in the same position. Have to put the challenge in.
It's basics, man.
Premier League, people need to understand. Premier League football is a high standard. So when you talk about small margins are the biggest margins.
Yep.
Okay, it's not Sunday League where you go, chase him down, and it doesn't matter because we've got a Bruno. If you haven't got Brunos, it's going to be a scrappy game. Sunday League. Most teams play average basic football. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you're at the top of your end. So in Premier League, the small, minute margins are the biggest ones, and some people think it's not necessary to cause them and whatnot. You have to judge them based on their ability and what level they are playing at. Those small margins cost you games. And this is why I'm saying we're not in a title race, or we don't have a title race winning team until defensively we can go, right, we're ready. I've been calling for a CDM for 2 years.
Yeah.
When people were gassing Matic, get a CDM, get a centre-back. Didn't even want to bring him before.
Right? People were saying that Bruno's getting so much slander. I bet you if there was some program that said, actually, how much negative tweets is Bruno getting? I bet it's nothing on Maguire or Pogba. It's just because we love Bruno. I love Bruno. He's saved us. He scored today. He can set up. He can defend. I get it. I'm not saying that because Bruno made a mistake, he's the worst player, and he's basically you can't ever say Bruno didn't do bad. Are you joking me? Bruno will put his hands up and say, "I made a mistake. What was I thinking? It was just a flash moment in the pan, which resulted in a goal." It's ridiculous. We're not. I don't think there's.
It's reactionary, bro.
As on Twitter as people think, but I think it's because it's Bruno, it seems like it's much bigger. I'll tell you right now, if you typed in tweets about Maguire, even though he really didn't make a massive influence on the game today, either way, I bet he's got more negativity than Bruno, even though Bruno was directly involved in that goal.
In the issue. Then this is the problem.
Saying, love how you guys say it's a challenge, but Fred got slaughtered for fouling against Southam outside the box when Ward-Prowse scored. We know Madison scores free kicks. I wouldn't dive in either. Yeah, no, it's true. No, it's true. I get that, but
I don't think it's about diving in. I think it's about closing down.
It's not. Yeah, it's not so much challenging and diving in. It's about actually putting pressure on him. Because if you saw that goal, he went on his left foot right and absolutely sprayed it. If he's got a little bit of pressure, just an arm on him, he's off balance. That might not go in, and it was such a fine margin goal. I hate saying fine margins like Ollie, but a little bit of pressure. If you cause a free kick, you cause it. Look, they had free kicks today. Nothing came of it. I'd rather try and do something and see what happens, and rather than just let him go past.
Free shot.
Do you know what I mean?
I think that's the thing, bro. And I think a lot of people, as you said, going back to the Brunos and stuff, I think everyone's just reactionary. We live in a generation of fans where it's right or wrong. It's not a case of they don't understand the level of constructive criticism. I don't think constructive criticism is only seen as negative in this generation. And I think that's quite sad. It's quite weak. It's a weak mentality, and we can get into reasons for that. And I think that will take us away from football and everything else. But ultimately, there's a mindset that is in some of our fans that just think any negativity or anything constructive that requires feedback in a way that isn't nice or doesn't feel good is negative. It isn't negative if it's correct, if it's fact, if it's truthful.
Yeah.
If the truth hurts, then the truth is the truth. It's as simple as that.
And let me tell you some home truths here. This is gonna make things worse, right? Match stats, right? 55% possession to Leicester, 8 shots to 9 shots. So we basically had the same amount of shots on target. 3 and 4, same amount. But this is where I go to it. Clear-cut chances. 1 Leicester, 5 Manchester United.
There you
5.
go.
And you know what this comes to? It just shows we cannot finish our chances. It is. I'm sorry, like I keep going back to Marcus Rashford, but I can't tell you how that chance he missed when he just smacked it straight at Michael. That weren't a great save. He just smacked it his hand. He kept his hand out. Luckily, his hand was strong. Yeah. But I'm sorry, that's a poor finish.
You have to roll that. You have to roll that just under. Take the pace off. Roll it just nice. Roll it because the keeper's going backwards as well already. So he's on his back heels. You roll it bottom left. It's a struggle.
I don't get it. I don't get it with me. That just shows you that you got clear-cut chances. We cannot finish. And then we had a shaky moment with De Gea. I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to take too many touches. That doesn't instill any confidence in the defense either. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He did that, and the defender's thinking, "What are you doing, mate?" Like, I know we don't like doing these balls back to De Gea. I know Maguire sometimes fires it in him, but to me, that didn't instill any confidence in the players. De Gea looks shaky. He looks shaky.
It's a struggle. The thing is with De Gea right now, I think because we're set up in the way that we're set up, De Gea isn't the leading commander of a back four. So what we sacrifice in having De Gea because of the players we've got is the fact that he doesn't command his defenders and he just comes out and does reactionary saves, which is world class, and he can't dictate from the back. So the issue that I feel that we've got is because we've got centre backs that aren't vocal, that don't talk. In our spine, we've absolutely got nothing. And I think De Gea is used to playing with vocal centre backs, the one who actually come out and command. They're like, De Gea, do your job when you're there, but we'll sort the defence out. Yeah. If Dean Henderson's in, I remember Dean Henderson when he's playing, he comes out for crosses. You know, he does the things that De Gea doesn't do. And it doesn't mean that Dean's better. What it means is the style of football. It's like saying a CDM doesn't play the same way a winger does, but a CDM does his job, winger does his job. 2 goalkeepers, although they're there to save the goals and try and get clean sheets and stuff, the way in which you play that position is different. You'll have sweeper keepers now. You'll have people that come to sit back and just shout vocally. You've got different elements. And I think with De Gea, he doesn't command much from his back player. I mean, he trusts them way too much, I think. I think he's got into a routine of doing that. He's been here for, 10 years? How long? 12 years? I don't know. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
It is frustrating. We've got Carl's Sue fans. What's going on, bro? We could have been 2 points on the top. We desperately need a centre back if you want to hold on to chance title. Mate, I'm hearing all different rumours with Alaba as well. Apparently, maybe his wages are too high and they want to keep the wage structure good.
I'm happy with that, though, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
There's other centre backs we can get as well. I know Alaba's the cream of the crop, but I think...
I'd rather go for someone that we can get and that's not going to mash us up. And I think I don't know. I think it's a team thing. To be fair, I joined Twitter in 2014 and Rooney wasn't allowed to be criticised then until the day he left. Oh, Carl, mate, that's it. Some fans said it was criminal to slate him. There's a long... Yeah, honestly, we always want to... And I tell you right now, on this show, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're new, guys, thanks so much for joining whenever you're watching this, and like and subscribe. I tell you right now, I've always said that this show is about the truth. I haven't got no favourites. I've got players, I like the way they play, and I enjoy watching them play. And I know that some people... But I tell you right now, when Rashford was going on that second goal, I knew he weren't going to score. And that's not me being pessimistic. I just know he didn't look confident. I
agree there, bro.
He didn't look confident. He didn't look confident. You can see it. He was running in, and I was like, this ain't going in. This isn't going in. When Martial went through, I knew he'd do it. Because what he does, he slows down a bit, and he looks at the keeper. Rashford don't look at the keeper. He just looks at the ball the whole time and just goes, I'm going to smack this. I'm going to smack it so hard. Like honestly,
Yeah, man.
it's
It's the
so
same
frustrating.
goal against Leipzig when he scored his hat. He just drilled it in
Just
as well.
drilled it.
There was
Sometimes
he
they go in.
didn't caress it. He didn't Van Persie it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel sorry for Martial because I'll be honest, I would have taken Rashford off before I would have taken Martial off, in my opinion. I think Martial was a lot more.
I agree. That's what I was thinking too.
I think he was a lot more effective in the game, in my opinion. Yes, the final chances came to Rashford and he made certain runs, but even he was making some of his runs, he's offside again. Like, he's got no patience, is
Mm.
Rashford. He's quick enough, but he's got no patience. And I
You know
feel
what?
like it's not not gonna make us go forward. I think Rashford should have come off. Martial would have gone to the left, Cavani, because you know the link up play is bad. You're gonna get more opportunities than clinical opportunities, I believe. And although we did go 2-1, I still felt that Leicester had another goal in them.
Yeah,
And
I
I
did
think,
too. I did too.
and this is why I said 2-2 the other day, bro. Like, I wasn't even hesitant, bro. I said
Yeah.
2-2, and I woke up this morning thinking, you know what? We might just get away with it again, and we could go 2-1.
Do
But
you
I
think?
just knew.
Do you think it would have papered over the cracks a little bit if we did win, or do you think
Yeah,
we deserve to win?
yeah, and I think this is the positive, bro. I think this way you can bring it onto the positive because
Yeah.
the players didn't. Let's be honest, the team did everything but score. Same again, same thing against PSG, I suppose.
Mm.
He did everything but score. And I think now this may be a very valuable point because it doesn't take us too far away. We still got that little game in hand, which means
Yeah.
if we win that and then we do play Liverpool, we can still leapfrog them. I still believe Leicester are going to concede. I still believe Leicester are going to drop more points than we will drop based on form because if you look at the way we've been playing, we did everything right, but individuals didn't do their jobs, and that's the same case that we've had all season. But Ollie's got us playing in a way where those players know when they leave that field, they'll be thinking, we, and not Ollie, we know we dropped 2 points today.
Yeah.
We need to do better. So come the next game, I think it'll be the perfect click to go, let's go, boys. You're not where you need to be. Come on. And I think that's the response I'm hoping for. And I think I'm going to expect. If we'd have won today, as you said, I think it may have been like a bit too roller coastery. Oh, we did this against Leicester for a second. And maybe the pressure would have been too much. So I believe in many blessings. And I feel like this point is a mini blessing away from home. We're still unbeaten in that respect. And I think we can go get 3 points next game.
Well, let's see what the comments are saying. So there's no use talking about Max Source as he'll start every game, no matter what, unless he's injured. Yeah, he loves him. I can't really think that McTominay, apart from that, obviously just completely not challenging. He might as well have been sitting down on the sofa, flicking, having crisps. I don't see he didn't do much else really.
No.
Also, on the missed chances, Rashford had an off day, but I believe him and Tony will get better experience. Yeah, of course he will. But this is the thing. This is the problem that the expectations of Man United at the moment have come down, and rightly so because we haven't done it. We haven't performed in the last 8 years, so it should come down. But if you're gonna put it this way, right? I go to gym quite a lot. Okay, if I want to get better and lift heavier weights, I've got to try and lift heavier weights. Right, I've got to perform better than I actually am, or I'll just plateau. I'll just stay there. So at the moment, we just keep lifting these small little weights, and we're thinking that we're going to get better. We need to perform at a higher level, and that's the problem. And to perform, me pushing heavier weights so I can lift heavier weights, it's the same as Rashford scoring these goals so he can become an elite player. It's not working at the moment. Ankit, our finishing has been a worry for a long time. Yep. Sufan, I would have taken out a midfielder, maybe McTominay and moved Pogba deep for the long ball. Yeah, that's a good shout as well.
Yeah.
That's just tactics. You got it there.
I think it was a difficult one with that one, Dom, because sorry, I know you got. I know you're going to read the comments out. We'll come back to it, Sophia. Right. It's a good point.
I don't rate Rashford a lot, but I must say the position of Casper was perfect. Other keepers rush out, but Casper just stood his ground. Yeah, but you know the thing about Carl, you're very true. You're very true. He's very good at that. I could show you. I could clip so many clips of Casper the way he makes his body big. His dad's quality. He makes his body big of every single game. But the players need to know that too. If we know it, the players need to know it. And the problem with Rashford is that he doesn't look at the keeper. If you look at that shot, he hits the eye on the ball the whole time. He hasn't got a clue who the keeper is. He hasn't actually got a clue what the keeper is, and that's my problem. And that's why the reason I'm critical of Rashford and any other players because I want him to go from here to here. So carry on to your point about this, bro.
Yeah, so I think it was difficult. It was a difficult one. It's the right choice, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm not saying it's the right choice, but I agree with this opinion because I thought take McTominay off and drop Pogba deeper would help us push out from the back, and we can have a better press because I know Ollie only had one substitute left to make, and it was either Cavani. Or Van der Beek, and I believe he went with Cavani and 40 would, but in my opinion, I would have taken Scott McTominay off for Van der Beek, which would give us more control because I thought the battle could have been won in midfield. I think that's the whole difference. The battle would have been won in midfield in that game because it was to and fro. And I feel with more midfield structure, we would have created more chances. And in the hope that Rashford or Martial manages to put a chance away. And I feel if Van de Beek came on in this game, particular with Pogba slightly ahead in the left side role that he did, Van de Beek just in the hole next to Fred, he would have distributed that ball a little bit quicker with Twanzebe as well. The way he was playing down that wing, I think we would have seen more chances created. I don't know whether we would have scored them, but I think in the midfield is where we lost it. But again, he had one substitution to make. So Sufjan, you're not wrong in that opinion, but I think it's a hard one because Cavani has to come on as well. It's difficult.
Yeah, and we talked about this before, right? We talked about Dan James starting, and Ollie did get that wrong. And my only shoot is that he knew he got it wrong and he changed it and it made a difference because the old Ollie would have kept him on for longer without a shadow of doubt. He took him off and thought, this ain't worked. Let me take him off. So I know he's learning in that respect. But again, there's so many different sides of it. There'll be fans saying we can't have a manager who's learning on the job. We can't have a manager who's learning on the job. But at the same time, maybe we do need to have a manager learn on the job because we've tried so many managers that are supposed to be the best. They come in the best CV, winners. And what have we got from it? What have we got from it? You know, people keep saying, all right, look, we've got to get rid of Ollie. But our expectations have come down to the club. The standards have come down to the club. We've got a PE teacher as a coach, blah, 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 all this different stuff, right? But tell me right now that you don't know if another manager comes in, it's not going to be the same thing. How do you not know the same thing's going to happen with this board, with this structure? How do you know? How do you know?
Exactly. And this is the thing. I think over the course of the season, yes, when we haven't been on the runnings, we haven't been fit and everything else, there's loads of other factors, major factors that have contributed.
Merry Christmas, brother, Marvin.
Yeah, big ups, Marvin, man. Big ups, man. I think there's a lot of factors that have contributed to Ollie getting a lot of slate, which I don't think has been fair. However, now his team's up and running. Now his team's clearly showing that, you know, this is what Ollie's been working towards, and he's got his team working in a way which look fit, look strong, look like they can win any game, and convincingly as well. I think this is where it comes down to the nitty-gritty things. It's the individuals that ultimately you can say have been winning his games, but mostly have been losing his games as well. And this is a case of if Ollie got backed, and I keep saying this, if he got backed for players he actually wanted, because don't get me wrong, we can give Ed Woodward a clap for getting Cavani. I'm not going to sit here and lie, bro. Nobody wanted him. I think we're just thankful and grateful that he's had the impact that he has, and we hoped because it was a beg. We were begging for that, and it's happened. So you know, one of our begs has come true, but we shouldn't be begging. We should be going. Ollie should be having these players that he wanted.
This is the problem. Is that it's a fact we've got good enough players. We actually have good enough players. Our team was better than their team, without a shadow of a doubt. It was better. Barnes, who the flip is Barnes? Honestly, like we shouldn't even be debating who's got a better team. But the problem here is that we've got a team that are not performing to their best ability. That is the problem.
I think there's a mentality thing wrong. There's clearly a mentality within that crew. And this is a lot of people don't really appreciate psychology to the level. They don't understand how the body works. They don't actually understand what actually makes them tick, and all the feel good facts that go into making decisions here in an instinct. In order for you to subconsciously be able to react instinctively in a high pressured way, you need to filter it with a certain mindset, and you work on that. And that comes down to how you behave, your moral code, your principles, how you carry yourself.
And
our team hasn't got those leaders.
Yes,
until Bruno came, bro. Until Bruno came.
This is what you're saying psychologically, right? I tweeted that Marcus Rashford had too much cranberry sauce over Christmas because that first header, he wasn't ready for it. He didn't visualize it the night before. You know when you visualize a game, you're like, He never visualized and scoring a header. This
instincts, bro.
He never visualizes scoring a header. He visualizes doing a worldie, beating 3 men and smacking it top net. He wasn't ready for that chance.
You know what that header done? You know that header, yeah. It's not even a case of we can say, oh, it happens. Because I don't think it was a reactionary header. He looked like he was in full control.
Yeah.
You could see he made a conscious effort to go, header. And that conscious effort is the difference between going, nah, I've gone this, I'm on it, bang, let me make sure, and just going.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So here's saying here, right? Marcus Rashford is useless. So here, look, we had, honestly, if you saw at the beginning of the show, right, I went in on Rashford. And it's not because I don't like the brother. I like him. I want him to get to elite. But I use analogy saying, look, I go to gym a lot, right? And when I go gym, to get to the weights I'm doing now, right, I've had to use higher weights because you can't just stand on low weights, man. You're going to get stronger. You've got to use higher weights and you build yourself up. For me, Rashford is still using those lower weights. The whole team at the moment are still using these lower weights, and they'll never get to that high level unless they push themselves and finish those easy chances, chase down a man, like sacrifice yourself in front of the ball. They're never going to get so bigger weights. So for me, Rashford's getting these chances and he's not finishing it. James Westcott, what's going on, man? Good to have you here. Says, afternoon, lads. Fair result in the balance of the game, but opportunity missed, having been ahead twice. I think if Cavani has the chances Rashford missed, we would have been. Yeah, honestly, and this is what it is, right? And someone said it before. Actually, we need to bring on players that have that experience. Cavani's got that experience. Don't get me wrong, Cavani's missed chances. There's a whole YouTube compilation of how many chances Cavani's missed. But when it counts, and when you've got so many chances, you've got to be finishing them. James also saying Barnes having a decent season, but his goal was a combination of mistake from Bruno and McTominay. Yep, Bruno gave away the ball, and then McTominay just literally was having a bag of crisps while Barnes.
I think this is the frustrating thing, Dom. Leicester were clearly, like Arsenal were, like Man City were. You were there for the taking. They were there for the taking, and an elite mentality would come out and they'd identify that on the pitch and go, let's get him right now. Yeah. It may not be like this next season, but let's get him right now. Yeah. You're hungry for it. You know, you go 2-0, you put your family on the line, you put everything. You start thinking of mad shit. You start thinking, if I'm a defender, when I'm playing left back, I'm starting to think, like, my mum's in that goal, and that ball comes near my mum, bro. I swear I'm swinging, bro. That's what I'm thinking about. Man, bro. Like, I'm taking the ball. Don't care if I take them. I'm taking the ball to mine. You know a mentality like that, bro.
You know who I think's got that mentality of that, like, literally do or die. I mean, I'm going to put my life on the line, right? I honestly think the only person who's probably got a little bit of that, but is reckless, is Bailly, because Bailly is everywhere.
My guy, bro. My guy.
He's an animal. He'll do karate chops. He'll jump up in the air.
Bicycle kick, yeah?
Honestly, he's like, I've got a job to do, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability.
Yes.
You couldn't say that Bailly had a bad game today. Look, Ollie's starting team. Yeah, look, apart from Dan James, we got to keep rotating. It's a lot of games in Christmas. I get it. I didn't get Dan James. Also, I feel like Cavani could have played, but at the same time, he's come back from injury. So I think he's just putting him in slightly.
The problem with Cavani is we can't play him 2 90-minute games in a row. That's the issue. He's 35. Although he's playing so well and you want him to play, the reality is he's injury prone, and you have to look after him. You've got to be smart. So sometimes you have to sacrifice him. He plays 90 minutes the other day. You've got to play him for 20 minutes today. Yeah. You know, it's one of them.
You know what's funny, right? I talk about Bailly, and I'm glad that Ollie started him today. This is why I keep getting green shoots of Ollie, because even though we drew, it's 2-2, it feels like a massive loss. Like I didn't want to ruin my Boxing Day, but I know Arsenal are playing later, so we'll have some jokes later. It's been a situation.
I'm hoping Arsenal win now. I can't even lie. I hate to say it, but I'm hoping for Arsenal to Chelsea.
No, I don't care. We'll make up the point somehow. I want Arsenal to lose. We're in a situation right now. Did you see the free kick they gave for Bailly? Like, this guy is so unlucky. He was directing to give the ball to Maguire, right? To Fred. He was saying to pass over, and the ref still gave a handball when he was literally.
How can when has handball gone from the ball touched his hand to intentionally handballing the ball?
Oh my gosh!
If anything, the ball was going back. It was going back from a defender, so it's not like they had a shot in his thingy. It was our player who knocked it back, and it's hit his hand. It's going.
The game's gone mental. The game's gone mental. There's no way that should be handball. Bailly was going. His arm was up for about a good 3 seconds before the ball came to him, and you think he's doing it to stop the ball going in the net or something?
Yeah, man.
These sort of things, it was making me furious.
The game's gone, bro. The game's gone.
The game, Najee, the game has gone. I was watching it. I was in front of Twitter, and I was thinking to myself, this game's messed up. We got people like Rashford, who's supposed to be a striker, can't shoot. We got people trying to defend Bruno when you shouldn't defend any player who flops. Doesn't matter who you are. Don't defend a player who's flopped. Bruno will put his hand up and say, "I made a mistake." Watch, he'll come out on Instagram and say, "I made a mistake." Right? You starting Dan James there, even though we only started him for Leeds for a certain tactic. So we wasted a sub already. Starting Dan James, we wasted a sub. We shouldn't have to waste a sub. Cavani can't play him every game. I get it, but then when you're seeing Bailly getting a handball like that, you're seeing freaking Barnes have a shot. Now he's freaking world class. Flicking striker, whatever he is. You got Pogba coming on and he changed the game, but he's not starting as early. All these things.
You know what, Dom? I feel like that Leicester performance was an old Man United, and that makes me feel quite happy. To be fair, it was based on luck, a little bit of luck, and a bit of individual brilliance. And then you go, oh my God, you took points off away from home against the top four. You're in there, you're doing well, kind of thing. When ultimately we know it felt like a loss, and we were the manner in which we were winning games is different. So I don't mind taking a point away from Leicester. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't make me feel great because I know we could have won like many games, but you're going to have them games, and I feel like it will still be a valuable point come the end of the season because the game's so tight. I feel like the teams that you are around, you have to take points from where most of them maximum, especially away from home, if you can. But if you're taking a point away from home against the teams that are in and around you, I feel like you're going to have a big chance towards the end of the season to do well because performance-wise, we're playing really well. We are playing really, really well now, and it's that form. Form is not temporary when you've got it.
Mate, you'll be excited, AG, right?
Go on, King.
About it. Oh my gosh, my Boxing Day's not ruined. Guys, this is going to make you happy. It's just come to me, it's put a smile on my face. Just quickly on Carl's point, we need to start fostering Brandon. Carl, they're just not good enough for me, man. I know what you're saying because you're trying to say we need to play better players or a different strategy and get some width. I get that. But these two aren't the ones to get us there. I know they might look all right for a bit of the game, but if we're going to do your tactic, which is so true, get some width and attack from the right, we need better players to doing it. But you know what we got coming? That's made me excited.
Oh, Diallo.
We got Ahmed freaking Traore. Diallo.
Bro, listen, I'm gassed,
Honestly.
Listen. Imagine, because I can see this happening right now, yeah? Lindelof's clearly injured, so Bailly's going to play next to Maguire, which means Twanzebe's going to be on the right. Twanzebe, as you've seen, he's a baller. He can ball. He's the best replacement right back we've got at the moment.
10 times better, Williams. 10 times better.
So him and Diallo, bro, on the right will be mad. I think Diallo's going to come in. I think he's going to play a lot of European games and potentially a few cup games. And I feel like he'll be on the bench most times. And I feel Dan James is going to get pushed out. And it'll be a case of, right, Diallo's going to be doing bits on the right-hand side, which will free Rashford up so much. Because he can stick to his left-hand side. Cavani can play down the middle or Martial, whichever is in form, whichever you prefer. I'm not going to be negative either way. Then I'm looking at that free thinking, we can actually go and do bits. I'm telling you now, Diallo on talent alone is the best signing I've seen of a person of that age.
Not got a player. I don't even know if we've signed a player that looks from what I've seen watching live games at Atlanta. It's not just all.
You have to watch him live, of course.
What I've actually seen, I can't think of a player that plays like Ahmed Traore that we've ever had. Tell me.
The closest
was Gomez.
Ryan Giggs in his prime, in terms of the way he runs past people and knocks the ball around people.
You know what though? Even the body shape though, he's smaller than Giggs, and he's got this thing.
In terms of play style, that's what I go off.
With Gomez, he reminds me of him a little bit. Just a little bit. Gomez and Sancho in between. Obviously, we don't know if the guy could flop. I don't know if he speaks good English.
I think he's got the right good mentality. I think when I watch him play, he's got the right mentality.
He's arrogant on the pitch. He's arrogant.
He's a United player.
Oh,
he's a United player.
Carl, Moses, apparently that's a done deal, man. 4.5 million. I've seen so many different sources. He's just waiting for a work permit. So
I'm fuming on that, bro. I'll be honest.
What?
Because correct me if I'm wrong. I may be an idiot here. I may be quite naive and quite negative because of. Oh, is it gone?
No. Wait. Do you not want to sign Moses?
No. I want him. I just think whenever we build our hopes up for any transfer now, we always get there. We're linked with him. Oh, now we're connected. Now we're getting him. Now he's en route. No, then it goes quiet, and then you think, okay, so what? Edward was arguing over his agency for a penny now. Right, okay, and then Chelsea all of a sudden have had the time to get involved. Bro, this is where I'm at. So I'm no longer building myself there, bro.
4.5 million, right? For Man United, when you want to go to the shops, right? You're like, oh, I really want to get some flicking Starburst or some Skittles. You're like, oh, I got £5. £5 is what 4.5 million is to Manchester United. Are you joking me?
Yes.
Joking me? The thing about this
takeaway.
If we think about this, on the bench, right, we had Greenwood, okay, that we could have brought on. For me, at the moment, something's up with Greenwood. I don't know if he would have come on and affect this game because at the moment he's playing right wing. He's not a right winger. He plays up front, but he can't get ahead of Martial and Cavani, right?
Yeah.
Apart from
Which
that,
is fine. I mean, he's 18, so
he's
I don't
young.
mind.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Apart from Cavani and Pogba, I don't think there's enough in the game where it was for someone to come in and make an instant impact. Even Van de Beek, I
Yeah.
don't think he would have changed the game because
Yeah.
of how it was. But if you have someone like Ahmed Diallo, he's different. He's a different.
Imagine he was a straight swap for Dan James. Because you'd be
Oh
still
my
getting that
God.
pace, but you'd still be thinking, "Raw, this is mad. We gotta run after this kid now. We gotta man mark him." Then they start thinking, "What do you mean man mark?" Because I got Martial behind me and Cavani making runs, and Pogba's there and Bruno. You know what Bruno's about? He's just waiting, sniffing for goals like this.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
man, listen, January is gonna look good, but we definitely need a CDM and we definitely need a centre back. I don't mind if it's the temporary one because I know Gallo's gone, and if we are talking about Alaba the way we've been speaking regarding his wages, which I don't mind, to be fair, I'm not. I know we need him desperately, but I'm not going to get reactionary and go, "Oh my God, we don't get him. It's game over."
No, mate,
I'm not that guy. It's not that
before,
deep.
right? I wouldn't mind just getting Moses Casado, Ahmed Diallo, and then waiting to summer to get a right centre back. I don't mind that because Bailly's come back to form. All you got to do is pray that he stays fit. We've got Axel playing more games. We got a lot of defenders and only 2 spots. So for me, if we can't get the defender we want, wait until the summer. We bring in a CDM, which is Moses Casado, like box to box CDM, whatever he is. We bring in Amatola and then wait till the summer. Because at the moment we have the team. We have the team. We just need to get them firing. We need to get Rashford thinking, wait a minute, I need to get my head up. I need to go back to the training field and learn how to head a ball. You're telling me right now, people are comparing Ronaldo to Rashford at that same age. Ronaldo was heading better than that.
Yeah, way better. Way better.
Rooney at that age was heading better than that.
Well, that man used to head bricks back at home before they started playing football, bro. They were like, bang, top bin. They were doing bits,
I've noticed that Greenwood said he can't header. He said that. Rashford can't header. Like the only team, Maguire, who he was signed to header, can't header. The only person who can really header a ball is Cavani. And he showed that. He scored from that. You can see that Green was trying to learn how to with that little glancing header the other game.
It was a beautiful header. I think only Van Persie probably would have put that in the net off the post, if I'm honest. If that was him. Because that was a very good header. Unlucky, good header. But I feel like Cavani has clearly had a massive influence on Rashford and Martial to a degree. Martial was already doing it before Cavani came because Ali taught him. But Greenwood and Rashford especially starting to make them runs now behind the back more often. I feel like when Ollie first come, he was telling them to get in front of the post. You're going to need 10 goals from scrappy goals and stuff, getting there. But I feel like because it wasn't subconsciously drilled in, it's quite difficult. And when it's your manager, sometimes I know Ollie was a great striker, but sometimes you think that day and age of football may be different. But when you see Cavani, an actual player who's done it all, coming into the team and actually showing what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is on about, it can hit you differently because it's like, this is the reason I'm not getting minutes now. He's potentially taking my place, and look what he's doing for my team. So maybe I do need to continue to do this, and it becomes more of a conscious thing. So seeing Greenwood make that run the other day was class, and Rashford today, beautiful. But this time of the season, this is where you say you got to have a mentality that allows you to see those teams off. Because we saw Leicester off today, because we deserved to. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we did.
All stuff aside, if we see them off today, Dom, I'll be honest, bro, and I'm pretty sure you can agree. People are starting to take us properly seriously. It's not a wishy-washy. It's a case of raw. These men put Leicester away easy.
I said if we win, I tweet it, we will become title challengers. I tweeted it. And then about 50 seconds later, they scored. I was like, well, I wish I had internet problems, so I did tweet out. You know what I mean? It's just, finish off here. Guys, look, we're in a situation where, we're both very, very disappointed. It feels like 3 points missed. We're Manchester United, and even though we're not the Manchester United of old, we could have finished this game, and we need to get points however we can. It wouldn't have been a smash and grab if we won this game, and you can't always say that. So we have to move on to the next game. I hate saying it, but I think we've got Wolves next. It's a situation where we need to just get happy and get behind the team again, because
I feel like this could start. I feel this Wolves game is bigger than what it should be now, because this can start a mini little slope if you think about the mentality going into that game. Wolves are always dangerous. Yeah. And I've got a little feeling that United players, most of them, not all, will start to feel that because they've been performing so well, they can beat any team. And that, I think that's a subconscious thing. And although that's nice to take in, sometimes it can discredit and disrespect the other team without having that mentality. I really feel United need to go in there and go, oh my God, we could get battered by Wolves today, and have that reality, because it's a flip psychology. If they go in there thinking Wolves could do us today, we can't have it. Wolves could actually do us today, and then look at that. I feel that's the energy you need to get the vibe off, rather than going there going, we played well against Leicester, we played well against Wolves today, we win. I don't think it's going to be one of them games. Wolves always turn up against United. Wolves in a bit of bad form as well, so they're going to even want it even more.
Yeah, I swear we played them. Did we play them like 3 times in like 2 weeks or something at that time? Remember we had it in the cup game?
Yeah, cup game and that.
I can't remember if we beat them once. No, we drew, I think.
Drew, and I think they won one as well. Yeah. And I think the Podence, let's be honest, Podence is quality. I'd sign him for United any day.
Freaking more like Neo from Matrix. That guy looks freaking raw.
All it is Wolves are dangerous. No matter what, Wolves are dangerous. So we need to go out there the same way we did against Everton, in my opinion. Everton, I think if we play Everton's lineup against Wolves, we physically dominate them, but McTominay needs to start going forward because we know he's going to play.
All right, man. Well, yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be back for what day is it today? Is it Thursday? I don't know. Saturday.
Christmas masked you up, bro.
I don't know what day it is.
It's that time of year, bro. It's a Tuesday.
We'll be back. We'll be back on Monday for Man United Source Football with Gary Neville and James. No, it's just be me. We're back talking about what's happening, where we are in the league. We'll know what the results are from this Premier League weekend as well, and then we'll look forward to the Wolves game. Look, we're still in the top 4 for now, and we're still up there with a chance to. If we just want to see our team do better, but I'm gonna go and cry now, and just maybe go and get a donut or something to make myself feel better.
One more thing before we go, bro. Yeah. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah,
go get it done, guys.
Yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We're just growing the channel little by little, just having fun as Man United fans and talking to you guys. It really helps us. So I appreciate it, guys. Have a rest of a good day, Boxing Day and Christmas and everything. And we'll speak to you soon, people. Much love. A-Town down. Whoop.